Oi oi, it's your boy, the Joe Natterwhat of Buster Nut. Jack Slack, it's the Jack Slack Boycast coming at you Thursday, just for the boys. Not a UFC event this weekend, but there is some stuff going on. And I thought, why not start with one championship? Because one championship has a big card on. By one standards, this is not a one Friday night fights. None of that trash. This is a one numbered event, even though they've had hundreds and hundreds of those. But it's Tawanchai versus Superbond 2. This one was an interesting experience to look down because Tapology has a number at the top where it says MMA bouts, grappling bouts, and Muay Thai bouts, and the number of them. This card has 8 Muay Thai bouts on, 4 rounds Muay Thai, banging. 1 grappling bout, which most fans of combat sports and one call the piss break, and 2 MMA bouts. And yet they're still somehow an MMA organisation. But that MMA bout, that's your boy Fabricio Andrade, or Fabricio Andrade. And I remembered him beating the piss out of John Lineker. I thought that was one of those performances where I went, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that lad. Genuine talent, genuine MMA talent outside the UFC. That's what I'm here for. That's the reason I tuned into this one championship card. Then I did the thing that I always do where I sort of lost track of him for a minute. So I saw that he's fighting on this card and he's defending his title. So I click on Fabricio Andrade and I say, what's he been up to? He's probably been smashing a couple of journeymen since then. No, he hasn't fought in MMA since February 2023. He's their reigning champion and he's not fought since 2023 against John Lineker, who also hasn't fought MMA since 2023. What Fabricio Andrade did do is take a kickboxing match against the 1 4-ounce Muay Thai champion for a third belt. So they were it was a fight with 2 champions and they're going to make a third belt so that no one loses it. No one loses one. Lost the kickboxing match with Jonathan Haggerty in November 2023. But again, it's been 2 full years since this guy's competed in MMA. Went to the one Wikipedia, decided to check what their champions in MMA are up to. Heavyweight champion Rug won that in November. You'll remember that. We were having a good laugh about it. Light heavyweight, middleweight, and before that, heavyweight champion Anatoly Malakin won the light heavyweight belt December 2022. Defended it no times. Won the middleweight belt March 2024. Defended it no times. Welterweight champion and lightweight champion Christian Lee won the welterweight belt November 2022, defended it no times. Lightweight belt, August 2022, defended it no times. Featherweight champion, they've actually changed. There's a new one. They haven't changed. They haven't updated this. This is Tang Kai, who had 1 defense, fair play to him, 2022. Bantamweight champion, Fabricio Andrade, February 2023, no defenses. Flyweight champion, vacant. I believe that's because Moraes was supposed to win it again and didn't pass the weigh-in or the hydration or something like that. But strawweight, 2 champions, Joshua Pasio and interim champion Jared Brooks. You're thinking, that's a bit strange. What's going on there? It's even stranger. Joshua Pasio won the belt in March 1st, and in August they made an interim belt because they were like, oh, it's not moving fast enough. They've got whole divisions where they just haven't had a fight. And then they're going, well, the strawweight championship, it needs to be defended multiple times a year, even though neither of these guys had a defense. What I can tell you is that a lot of those guys have been doing other things. So Fabricio Andrade took a kickboxing match against Jonathan Haggerty because one wants to book Jonathan Haggerty. They want to use him. Jared Brooks took a grappling match against Mikey Musumeci because they wanted to book Mikey Musumeci and they didn't have any grapplers, and this guy needed a fight. It's just so silly, especially when a couple of those guys I would consider exceptionally talented and one is sitting on them when they could be off doing real things in MMA. Even funnier, I thought this list must be out of date, so I went to their own website, to their athlete rankings, and they've just stopped ranking above about featherweight. They've only got the 4 sets of rankings for MMA. And then if you scroll down to champions, I would say they've got a list of fighters as long as your arm. At least 75% of them have 2 belts. Because everyone wins a belt in 2 divisions, or everyone wins a belt in 2 sports. So Regine Ursel, Christian Lee, that heavyweight dude who won the kickboxing and the Muay Thai in 2 fights with one. Anatoly Malakin, who has 3 belts in MMA at 3 weights, for beating the same guy twice at 2 weights. Renia Derrida used to have 2 belts. Ong Lashong used to have 2 belts. Superlex got like 3 belts. Stamp Fairtex has 3 belts. Martin Wynn used to have 2 belts. Like, more people win 2 belts than people who just win 1 belt. It's such a daft crap. I mean, the fights are good. That's the only problem. Every time I say all this and then I say the fights are good, but if I'm making one 2025 prediction, I'm going to say fight promotions dropping like flies. And I'm not even including Bellator formally dying again. They woke up just to die again because they were dead last year. But then PFL bought them, and now PFL said, "No, we're not going to do that anymore."